What is up, YouTube? It's Essential Sin here, and you're joining me with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the deck that I use to auto-duel with. I had a friend who I play Duel Links with, and he's been asking, how do I get, so many keys for different events, or how many dice, or how many star chips, and I tell him, I just auto-duel. He asked me kind of what a deck looks like to auto-duel, and there's a bunch of different types of decks. And this is the deck that I built for myself. It's really just designed to get through standard duelists fairly quickly. It's not designed for high scores or anything like that, because I'm not trying to farm the standard duelists for any special cards or a lot of rewards. I would much rather design special strategy decks to go after legendary duelists or events. This is the deck that I use. I'm just going to go through it now and sort of explain the cards that I've chosen to go into it. I know that this deck might not be easy for everyone to construct because you need to get a lot of these cards from the different booster boxes, but the basic principle of this deck is strong attackers that are easy to summon and then a really strong back row that can support them. There's only one tribute monster in the deck, and that's B.E.S. Big Core. And I realized that he can really he starts with 3 counters on him, and each time he attacks, he removes 1 counter, and that's basically it. But he's a really fast one. I could have used someone else. I just chose to use this one. It could be someone's Skull. If you happen to have, if during the Bakura event you unlocked Beast of Talwar, that's totally fine to include in your deck as well. Those are other alternative cards. I've got Sphere Kuriboh, which is a great hand trap. It's useful, especially if you're not able to defend against a stronger monster. I notice a lot of standard duelists are using equip cards to boost their monster's attack, and for this deck that doesn't have any really high attack monsters, it's good to have Kuriboh. If you don't have a Kuriboh, there are other options. You'll see some of them in my trap and spell cards. Yomi Ship, which is new to me. This is a new card that I just decided to include. It's very useful. I can use it to attack another monster and destroy it, or just place it in defense mode and let them attack it so that they can end up being destroyed themselves. Then I've got Dunames Dark Witch, which is an 1800 attacker, 4 stars, so really easy to get out, high attack, and then great to boost. It's just a really strong beater. I've got Axe Raider, which is a 1700 attacker, Battle Ox, which is another 1700 attacker. These two are from Kaiba Drops Battle Ox, and Axe Raider is from the re-release boxes. Any 1700 attacker is great. There's a whole bunch of others that are available. Whatever you have doesn't really mean anything in particular. As you can see, I'm not really specific on what type or what element the cards I'm using are. Then I have Jerry Beans Man, and I actually have 3 of these. 3 Jerry Bean Man, and they are all 1750 attack, which is really high attack, and he's really easy to get out. I also have Master Kyonshee, which is another 1750 attacker. He's 4 stars. He's also a normal monster, and you'll see why I'm using normal monsters in a second. Alright, coming up my back row, these are my support cards for this deck. So I've got Riryoku, which I know a lot of people are saying that this card, the AI doesn't really understand how to use it, and that's okay, because I have seen the AI using it in order to get the advantage or steal another player's attack in order to destroy a card, so they do use it. I have seen them use it. I've included 2 Order to Charge, which is very useful. Of course, as you can see from the description, it says select one face-up normal monster. And most of the attackers in this deck are normal monsters, not effect monsters. So there's lots of opportunity to use Order to Charge. That's why I chose to include it in this deck. And then I've got Embodiment of Apophis, which is a trap card that comes in Odeon's deck. As long as you unlock Odeon, you get this for free, or it's available at the trader. It's just included in there as a second way to defend yourself. If you're being attacked, you don't have any cards on the field that they've been destroyed, you've got a way to bring out another monster as a trap card. I've got Mirror Wall, always useful to have, and Magical Arm Shield. This is just sort of a fun choice. I just want to know, sort of see this card in action a little bit. I don't really care if the AI uses it or not, but I think it is useful, especially if I'm able to get out some other attackers to sort of steal. If you're not familiar with this card, basically when your opponent has 2 monsters attacking, you can take one of those monsters and their attacking monster will slam into it. So it's a neat defensive thing, but it only works if your opponent actually has 2 monsters on the field. Then about Rising Energy. Cards like this and Mirror Wall are great because if you noticed, a lot of the cards in the deck are actually 4 stars and 1700, 1800 attackers. So there's not really any high attack monsters here. So I need to have a strong back row that I can use in order to mirror wall, and obviously drops an attacker's attack, and rising energy will help boost my attack in order to overcome stronger monsters that I can't fight. And like I mentioned before, the standard duelists are using equip cards. I need to be able to boost my monster's attack. And then of course Windstorm of Etaqua, and this is something that you unlock from dueling with Mai at level 25. Attainable for everyone. So this is the auto duel deck that I use. I'm not saying that this is the best one out there. This is just the one I found works for me, and it works for me because it has very high win rate. So I'm very pleased and happy to use it. With this deck, I'm finding that I'm getting about 2,000 to 3,000 on my duel assessment, and I'm fine with that because I'm not really looking for any high rewards here at this point. I'm just looking to beat a duelist, collect some keys, or in terms of event, collect whatever the event item is, whether it's dice, star chips, or keys, so that I can continue on with the event. So this is the deck, and now let's see it in use. Just a couple tips on how to use your auto-duel deck when you're auto-dueling. The first is, if you have a special legendary duelist skill that you want to equip, such as like an active skill that requires you to actually make a decision, make a choice, your auto-dueling AI is not going to be able to activate that. If you activate a passive a legendary duelist skill, such as life point increase or a field spell, that'll turn on automatically. But for example, Bakura's ability to tether to the grave allows you to discard one card from the top of your opponent's deck or your own deck. That's a clickable button that you have to press during the duel, and the AI isn't able to do that. That kind of skill you can't use. But any sort of automatic, like I said before, passive skill will still be active. But when you're designing your deck for auto-dueling, you don't need to take into account what kind of skill. If you're making an auto-dueling dragon deck with a bunch of dragons and you want to use Kaiba and you want to use his field spell Mountain, and that's part of his peak performance skill, that's totally fine because that gives him a bonus. Maybe that's useful in that sense. The other thing that's important when you're making the auto-duel deck is understanding how the AI is going to be using the deck to duel. The AI basically uses the deck like a beat-down strategy. That means that they're going to be just attacking the entire time and not really trying to use any kind of strategy. So don't try and set the AI up with a special strategy deck such as a Cerberus deck or a Piranha deck or an Unhappy Girl deck, because the AI won't know how to use that deck. The AI is not going to be waiting for cards or planning a strategy. They're just going to be playing cards, trying to boost them up as high as they can, and attacking. So that's why my deck is filled with low-level attackers that can get out on the field quickly, one tribute, and then a bunch of support cards that can help back it up, because that's just the AI's playstyle. It's going to try and win the duel as fast as it can without doing a bunch of other strategic things that you would find if you're trying to duel a legendary duelist and try and get a really high duel assessment score. Like I mentioned earlier, these auto decks aren't really going to get you high rewards after the duel. They're just really designed to cut through the standard duelist really quickly. So you can see my rewards. I got about 2,000. I got 2 boxes and some keys. This duel that I have here, this auto duel against Haley, against standard duelist Haley, looked like I wasn't doing so well at the very beginning, but then I was able to sort of turn around, which is really good because it shows that this deck is able to hold its own.
Duel.
It starts off defensive. I put down Jerry B. Man, or the AI puts down Jerry B. Man, destroys it. But then they bring out Venus, and they bring out the 2 Shine Balls. And like I had been suggesting before, they do have all these equip cards that they equip to it. So it's now at 2,000. Then they boost it again. Now at 23, takes out JB Man, takes some damage. As you know, I don't have anything in my deck that is that strong. In fact, the 2 Shine Balls both hit me. But then I draw Yomi Ship, and you can see the AI knows to use Yomi Ship to attack the stronger monster and then destroy it. And then again, here's the AI using the Embodiment of Apophis and Order to Charge, and they use that to clear out another monster. And Shine Ball's in defense mode. There goes Jeremy Man. He attacks. I've lost some life points, but I'm still in this. Now the AI is basically playing. They're on the defensive. I use my other Order to Charge, hit them straight on with my Dark Witch. Still defending. I'm not quite sure why the AI puts this attacker, I think it's Master Kyonshee in defense mode, but I guess maybe it was to draw out their attacker. As you can see, we won the duel, and in this case we did a little bit better. On the duel, and in this case we did a little bit better, and our duel assessment was a little bit higher, so we were actually getting up to 3,000 on our duel assessment. And that's fine, we got a bunch of keys, that's great. I hope that I was able to show you guys how an auto-duel deck works, and hopefully you'll have some ideas on how to make your own auto-duel deck. Ready for more? Click on the left. Looking for something different? Click on the right. And click the Sin icon to subscribe. I'm Essential Sin, thanks for watching.